everyone. We're gonna be trying something new with actually recording my face for the intro. So let me know if you guys like it better or not. Give me some feedback in the comments below, all that stuff. But today I'm gonna be going over my Magic of Dragonite for the Waking Flame chapter. This is honestly one of my favorite builds I've put together in a long time. I know it took me a few days to actually put something together, so thank you for being patient with me. I want to actually give you guys something that was actually good instead of just a mediocre build that I just slapped together and just gave to you guys. So I actually put a little bit of work into this and I really like it, and I think it really shows. At the end of the video there's going to be some gameplay too, just to show you that it actually does damage, and it's survivable and it's got really nice heals. So again, if you haven't, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. Don't forget to like the video. You guys know the drill by now. Thank you guys for watching the video though. And if you want, I've got all my socials in the description, the Twitter, the Discord, stuff like that. So if you want to join the community and have any questions to ask me outside of these videos in the comments or outside of my Twitch channel, the Discord is the best place to do that, and we have a link to that in the description section again. Alright guys, enjoy the video. Alright guys, so this is how the build's going to break down. First things first, I'm going to go over my attributes and my character sheets. My magic is going to be 64 points into that. And then we're going to be using the Artaeum Pickled Fishbowl as our food. It's going to give you the most amount of max health and max magic. And with the prismatics that we're going to be using on this character, we're basically going to have a lot of stamina anyway, so we don't need to use Bewitched Sugar Skulls. So this is the best way to maximize your stats. I use the Atronach Mundus to get my recovery up, because DK is really bad with sustain, so we're going to get that recovery up really high. And we're also going to be a Dark Elf on this. Dark Elf is going to... Here, I'll show you guys. Dark Elf is going to give us a reduced damage taken from environmental lava. Like, who honestly cares about that? But the things that we care about are... It's going to increase your max magic and max stam by almost 2k. It's going to increase your flame resistance by 4.6k. And it's going to increase your weapon and spell damage by 258, which it's pretty good. I like this. This is my favorite magic race in the game. It's a lot of people like Breton, and it wouldn't be bad to go Breton, but I just personally like Dark Elf just to get that stamina too, and that's just going to really help your sustain a lot. And as far as our gear goes, we're going to be running this. Our front bar is going to be a Hrothgar Inferno Staff in the Sharpen trait, with the increased weapon and spell damage glyph on. So this is going to be a really nice source of damage. Hrothgar is one of the new sets in the game from the Waking Flame chapter. What the 5-piece does is it gives you max health, armor, offensive penetration. Then the 5-piece, whenever you stun or immobilize your enemy, causes them to burst with frost magic, applying the chilled status effect and dealing 26% of their total physical and spell resistances as frost damage to themselves and enemies within 8 meters of them. And it can occur once every 7 seconds. Guys, that procs off of your talons. So MagDK is just built for this set. Using that talons on groups of people, they're going to get chunked with that damage. I promise you, I love it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that Inferno Staff on the front bar in the Sharpen trait to increase your pen as much as possible. Our back bar is going to be Burning Spellweave, One Hand, and Shield. It doesn't matter what type of weapon it is, as long as it's a Burning Spellweave 1H of any kind. And it's going to be in the Powered trait in order to increase your healing as much as possible. Your back bar shield is going to be in the Sturdy trait with a Max Magic enchant. And I like to use these poisons on the back bar. It's going to increase your damage a lot, and it's going to help your sustain too. And then I will give you two choices of monster sets. I'm using Bloodspawn on this because the person that I duo with uses the other set that I would also suggest. The new set that, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but look up Magma Incarnate when you get the chance. It is the new best monster set in the game, in my opinion, and it comes from the Dreadcellar dungeon. I absolutely love that new monster set. I made sure to get it, and I'm really glad that I'm playing with somebody that has that, because it is going to increase my damage so much and increase my tankiness. So look that up. If that's something that interests you guys, please make sure you run it. But for now, I'm running Bloodspawn on this because Bloodspawn is old reliable on DK. It gets you that ultimate as fast as possible, and your ultimate is your main source of sustain. So we're going to use a heavy Bloodspawn helmet with the prismatic enchant and the reinforced trait, and then a medium Bloodspawn shoulder impen with the prismatic. Again, as all my builds, all of our pieces are going to be in the prismatic trait, or enchant, I'm sorry. Our chest piece is Hrothgar in the reinforced, and Hrothgar is a heavy set, which is why we do chest, and it's going to be also on our legs, as you see here. Hrothgar reinforced with a prismatic glyph with our legs. Our waist is going to be a light sash of the trainee in the impen trait with the prismatic glyph. Our hands are going to be burning spellweave impen, and our feet are going to be burning spellweave impen as well. Now our neck is burning spellweave with all three of our pieces are going to be magic recovery glyphs, by the way, before we get started. And then our necklace is infused while we're using a Malakath Band of Brutality on our ring in the Swift enchant. And the other ring is going to be a Hrothgar ring with the Swift enchant as well. This is going to make sure that you're fast. MagDKs are pretty slow in general, so getting this is going to really increase your speed, and the infuse is going to get your recovery up by about 100, so that's why I like that. I was honestly thinking about doing other traits on this, but I'll do some testing and I'll get back to you guys, I promise. And then our skills are going to look like this. Our main spammable is going to be Flame Lash, but honestly, you're not going to be hitting people with this too much. You're going to want to dot them up a lot and make sure that you're doing damage that way. But when you want to do some serious damage, the most amount of damage, you're going to be doing Flame Lash. Fossilize is the best CC in the game, in my opinion. It goes through block, it goes through anything, as long as they're not CC immunity. They can be CC'd with this, so guys, and this is also going to proc your Hrothgar, so Fossilize and Talons on your front bar are both going to proc it. Degeneration, it's going to increase your spell damage by giving you major sorcery for 24 seconds, and it gives a nice little dot over the duration too, so you know, any little bit of extra damage is nice. Like I said earlier, Burning Talons is what I like to proc my Hrothgar on the most, because it's going to do the most amount of damage, because it's your Hrothgar is an AoE, and so is this. This is going to put anybody in the immediate vicinity the Talons on them, so you're going to get both the damage of the Talons and the Hrothgar proc on multiple enemies at once. So I'll show you at the end of the video what it looks like. It is actually so much damage. I love it. And then Burning Embers, it's a nice little dot to put on one or two of the enemies when you're kiting around. You're going to get a nice chunky heal at the end. It heals you for 91% of the total damage inflicted when the effect ends. So that's either when the effect expires after the duration, or whether you reapply it to the same person. You're going to get a heal from that. And it's a nice little dot too. So guys, I love it. Now this is something that's brand new this patch. Corrosive on a MagDK. Guys, they changed this so that it's gonna ignore all enemies' physical and spell resistance. So that's why we're running it a corrosive on this. If you hit your corrosive and then you hit your talons, it'll just, guys, the amount of damage that you get from that is just absolutely gorgeous. And plus, you're really tanky when you're in corrosive too, so you actually have a lot more room to go offensive. You're just hitting so hard when you're like this, because you're just ignoring everybody's physical and spell resistance. So everybody in Pariah and stuff like that, it is just negating that whole set. So guys, that's why we use corrosive on this. Back bar is going to look like this. Cauterize is going to be one of your 2 heals on this build. Cauterize is a nice little heal to have in the middle of a fight, just to, you know, keep your health up and make sure that, you know, you're surviving pretty well. And it's also a good heal to just give to your teammates as well. Race Against Time, this is going to be your speed factor and your snare removal. So running around towers, or, you know, getting out of a certain situation, this is what the skill that you're going to want to use. And like I said earlier, it's a snare removal. So getting those, you know, getting out of that situation is going to be really nice, and using this is how to do it. Engulfing Flames, using this is going to increase your flame damage to all enemies that get hit by it. So uh, you hit this at the beginning of a fight, then you start proccing your Burning Embers or your Flame Lash or your Talons, stuff like that. It's gonna have increased damage because of this, and again, like all other MagDK abilities, basically, it's gonna put a nice dot on your enemy too. Coagulating Blood, it's your main burst heal. I've been hitting myself for like 12 to 15k coags. It's guys, this heal is actually really good right now. It's really bursty. So combining this with Cauterize, you have a lot of healing on this. Volatile Armor, every single build, in my opinion, should have a source of major resolve, and this is your source right here. This is going to increase your physical and spell resistance by 6k basically, and you're also going to be hitting everybody in the immediate vicinity for a almost 10k magic dot. So like all of the things on a MagDK, we're just putting more dots on people by applying our armor buff. Then our back bar is going to be Shield Wall. I don't use this skill that often, but it's just really good to have it as a just in case, since it's cheaper than corrosive. So if we get into a situation where we need to go pure defensive, and you don't have corrosive up yet, just use this skill and you'll be fine. As long as you survive in a fight, that's what matters. Who cares about saving up for your ultimate, for your corrosive, if you're going to just die before you can even get it out. So this is why we have this on the back bar. It's about 65 ult cheaper, if I am doing the math right. So that's why we're using this, just for a just in case moment. But corrosive is going to be the main ult that you're going to be using on this. And then last but not least, our champion points. Our blue slottables are going to look like this. There are some new CP points in here, so guys, please pay attention. Our blue slottables are going to be Mastered Arms, Resilience, Duelist Rebuff, and the new one is Ironclad. I am really liking Ironclad right now. It is really increasing my tankiness, and I am just loving it as far as, having a CP that just mitigates so much damage. It is so good, guys. Use Ironclad. It's a new one. There's a lot of good new ones. This is the one that I've gone with so far. I might change my CP in the future, so if I do, I'll let you guys know. Our red slottables are going to be these four. Fortified, because who doesn't love that extra little bit of armor? Pain's Refuge, which is, oh my god, I think that this is my new favorite CP in the game. I get dotted up so much in a fight, and having a character that can't purge those dots, reduces your damage taken by 1% per negative effect active on you, up to a maximum of 20%. So I'm basically getting my damage reduced by 20% if we're having people, like, if I'm getting Zerg down, basically. So using that, corrosive, or just like any kind of heal and just going pure defensive, guys, this CP right here is going to let you survive so much. Our other ones are Peace of Mind, which is going to increase your magic recovery under the effect of crowd control immunity by about 200. Who cares about the health recovery? That's trash now. And then Juggernaut, which is while under the effects of crowd control immunity, you take 1% less damage per stage. So that's a 5% damage reduction, and you're basically on crowd control immunity most of the time if you're playing against people that know what they're doing. So I basically have 5% damage reduction almost at all times. So between that 5% and then the 20% over here, guys. Alright. Now, Green Tree, it's the same as always. The main three things that I want you guys to do is always Breakfall, get that damage reduction in there for your fall damage. Rationer, so that you can get more time on your food. And Liquid Efficiency, which is whether you have when you use a potion or poison, you have a 10% chance to not consume it. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know if this thing works or not. I don't even notice half the time. I don't even notice ever, to be honest. But, I mean, there's really nothing else that's good, in my opinion, in this tree for PvP. Unless you're doing a new character, then you can increase your mount speed and stuff. But, yeah, that's about it. Is that it? I think that's it for this build, right? Alright, guys, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my first build of the new patch. I hope you guys enjoy. If I do edit this thing at all, I'll let you guys know. Easiest way to know is in my Discord, and if you want to join that, that's going to be in the description in this video. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't, you can also see this build live in action at twitch.tv/Sekaar. I stream almost every day, so there's more than likely a chance that you will see this build live almost all the time. So guys, have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys next time. Later. I'm using it.